We're here at Dunsany Castle. Is that what it's called?
Dunsany, yeah.
Dunsany Castle.
Oh.
This would be an interesting video anyway.
So yeah, we're here for location recce today. Whoa, jeez! With
A location recce.
if we make it with Lord the Barony of Dunsany, Randal, who's a filmmaker as well. But he's letting us have a look at his castle and his grounds.
Should be an interesting one.
This is like 120 acres of land.
And it's Halloween as well.
Crazy.
We're recording this video on the day of Halloween. And we're about to rock up that castle.
So look at this.
Wow. Me and Mark are very excited. We're here to meet Lord Randal. Going on a tour of his castle. We might just have to write a castle scene into the film, man. It's not every day you get your hands on an actual castle.
Write a new film.
Yeah, just do Dracula maybe.
Yeah.
How's that for cold open? Just starting the castle,
yeah.
And then just go down to little Mark looking up.
Yeah, well, just waiting on Randal now.
Like, I mean, I don't do as many features as you.
And that you're doing, you're guerrilla filmmaker.
But you know that it's an illusion because people think, well, why don't you pay for it then? And I'm
right.
like, oh.
But I heard a lot of people that have castles. I don't know many. You're the first, but I've heard, because my friend grew up with some of them, like kind of Anglo-Norman, that they're cash poor, but they've got land. Is that correct?
That's I would say is 90% correct.
Right.
Usually a place like this costs ridiculous amounts of money. I'm a filmmaker, you know how much they pay us.
Yeah.
If they pay us at all.
Yeah.
So you know how it goes. So it's always these places, and the problem is like every year, you know, the place is a farm, so it makes money in the sense that it produces money, but that money goes straight out the door. You know, between taxes, between like repairs. So, you know, margins are very tight, as always. Because every time someone comes through that gate, they're like, ah, an extra zero to the price.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, it's not like I can get away with 1 year without doing construction work. I have to do construction every year. Recession, no recession, money or no money, because if I don't, you know, I have a schedule of works that have to keep going because like currently I have water seeping in parts of the house, so I had to like fix that piece of roof. That's 20 grand straight out the door. And then
gosh.
you know, and then like, you know,
the windows and everything as well, I'd say.
Yeah, and then the thing is I can only do small amounts every year, so I have to kind of like do little bits and band-aid the rest of the time.
Right.
So, you know, I will be a very old man before any of that's done, and the moment I finally finish, I have to start again because it's every year consistently. But should we walk and have a look?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go and walk to, you wanted a lake, so let's go have a look at what's, I mean, it's been raining a lot, so there's a lot of lake at the moment.
Right.
Although it's gone down a bit for whatever reason.
Oh, not from the photo?
No, I was just going to take you to the first one.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
So this is something.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
But what's nice is you got depth. Like, you got big trees around it, you got sort of size and scale, it's easy to light.
Yeah. Beautiful though, isn't it?
Jump in.
Natural.
Jump in and see if it's what you're looking for.
It's just so wild, and like that you can see the land is
Yeah, we haven't had
looked after properly, you know.
There hasn't been a cattle on this land for almost 10 years.
Wow.
So it's a different kind of thing what I'm doing here.
It's actually really interesting to see the earth around here, like
and you see how all the grass is it all kind of compresses and full. You see, most grasslands, they graze it till there's nothing left, and at the end of the year it kind of looks similar, but these tufts of grass are like ecosystems for things to hide in, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Like the government doesn't give me any money for any of this. It's like I pay for all this shit myself.
Right.
But you know, I don't need to tell you how amazing the government are. So that's one area. So we can go and keep walking.
Would there be any like life in there, tadpoles and stuff?
Oh, there'd be frogs and stuff. Yeah. I mean, probably not so much this time of year because it's winter. They normally come out in spring. Yeah. But there'd be stuff because the ducks are in there. All right. So there must be stuff going on in there. Yeah. Now the other.
Wow.
So you got a little bit of a clearing.
This lake is amazing.
So if you're going to do it, this would probably be where you position.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Wow. So you could shoot through the you know, you've got a nice big wide area here.
Yeah.
It's going to be December, so you won't have any leaves on the trees.
Oh, right. So you'd see through there.
You'd see through, yeah.
Okay, so maybe.
So I'd say you'd shoot your back to that and shoot this way because then you get that.
Right. Yeah.
And it looks like there's enough space for it to believe that it's not necessarily in jungle. You know, because you're trying to convince that this is Dublin, right?
Yeah.
So Dublin doesn't look like this normal.
Or
but
outside.
this you could because there's a track. You could buy it that it may be some park in Dublin.
Yeah.
In a sort of rough.
It's kind of outside Dublin, so it'll be okay, you know. But this is amazing. This lake, oh my god.
Yeah. So that's the kind of spot.
Would there be any little things in there?
I'd say there's definitely stuff in there. It's called the duck pond for a reason.
Right.
I'd say there's like small fish and frogs and other little things.
Go in, Mark, and see.
So,
like I have never tried to fish because I'm a vegetarian, but there would probably be stuff in there.
So they could throw a little rod in.
No, you know, I mean, the thing is with filmmaking, I'm Irish, right? So I mean, Irish people have to tell stories. It's part of our reflex, it's our nature. So, you know, if we were in the Middle Ages, we'd be standing at banquets telling stories, you know what I mean? But we're in the modern era. We do it with cameras. And like I take pictures as well, and you know, write and do all that kind of stuff. It's just it's like the happiest people in the world are the people who can express themselves, and they're not necessarily the richest. But the people who are unhappy are the people who can't express themselves. When you're a filmmaker, you get to express yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Brilliant.
That's why it's an addiction, and that's why we keep doing it for like these like miserably long hours.
Yeah.
Get abuse.
But
Is where the wooden fort would have been. So I reckon because that after 10 years of rewilding, that hasn't turned into a forest, which kind of goes against the concept if you leave it alone, turn into a forest.
Yeah.
But I reckon one of the reasons the Normans stopped here is because it was a clearing. And whatever these grasslands are were like ancient grasslands. And
this
I reckon
was originally like this then, you think?
well, I mean the landscape would have been slightly different, but I reckon there would have been an opening here, and it's near a water supply, so it would have made sense why they would have built a castle here. Because this was the original castle. Like Killeen, which is the next castle over, was the youngest daughter of the family who is here. So, you know, I mean, they built two castles, but this one was the first one, and it makes sense because if you look at it, water nearby.
Yeah.
You've got
so
open area, and that's why would have. I mean, who's going to come in and just decide I'm going to cut down all the trees here? You probably would say, well, actually, there's an opening here. I'll put a thing where I can see everybody coming.
Yeah.
And you'd cut down some trees to do it, but that would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
And why it hasn't turned into woodlands immediately after 10 years, because if you go to any building site in Dublin and see what has been banned for 10 years, see how quickly it turns into bramble, and you didn't see any bramble. When we were walking in the grass, you didn't see any bramble there. Saw some up there, but not in there.
And what is that, the soil, or what's the reason?
We don't know. It's still kind of under research because this is all new shit. Everybody just presumes that these things happen, but they don't always happen that way. So that's the way.